What's going on, Gifted Hands family? It is Elijah here bringing you another lesson, and in this lesson we're going to be breaking down three kind of gospel mystery chords, as I like to call them, which these are pretty much just three advanced chords that aren't really used a bunch in gospel. They're not common chords, but I think if you pull these chords out of your tool bag, out of your bag of tricks, man, you're gonna catch some folks' ear. You're gonna catch some stank faces. So let's dive into it, all right? So we're just gonna go chord by chord. Chord number one is going to be an augmented chord, all right? So, I mean, this is like an augmented major seventh, but pretty much an augmented chord is just a major chord, a major triad. You take the fifth, and all you gotta do is raise it up a half step, okay? And I like to play this as like a major seventh chord, so instead of a basic major seven, play it with that augmented fifth, with the raised fifth, okay? So let's look at this in context. Let's use the song Only What You Do for Christ Will Last, okay? So I'm gonna play the song in F. You may be all right, so in the verse, what we can do is we can put it here. So we got you may be. You do something like that. So you can use this really on the one, like if you're resolving to a one chord and you want to add some movement to that one, this is a great place or a great chord to use when you're on the one. Right? And it adds a nice little bit of tension. It's not way out there because it's still like a major seventh chord, but it adds a nice little bit of tension. Okay, so one more time. You may be skyscrapers, love, granite tall. Let's see where else we can use it. But only what you do for Christ will last. Right there on the one again. And then remember only. Here's another augmented chord right here, like a major sharp five. So we got 5, walk it down a half step, 5/4, 1/3. Right, something like that. Only what you do for Christ will last. So we could use it there. Let's try even using it in Amazing Grace. Let me see if we can find a way to use it in that song. That would be it. So there it is right there. Amazing grace, how sweet. And I don't really like to stay on this chord, like hold it for very long. I kind of like to just hit the chord and keep it moving, right? So just use it as a nice little accent, a nice little splash of color, and then keep it moving, like resolve it. Because I mean, you could stay here, but it's a lot of tension to just hold there, all right? But amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves. Say a wretch like me. You can do even that. It's kind of hitting it and moving on, right? 5 sharp 5 6. That's using that augmented fifth or that major sharp 5 chord. Okay, or amazing grace. Ooh, we can use it right there too. That's on the 1. And we're playing F major, like an F major 7 chord, but we're gonna sharp the 5. Our major 7 sharp 5 chord, or our augmented major chord, whatever you want to call it. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves. Right? So those are a couple different places that we can use that first mystery chord, which is the augmented major chord or a major sharp 5 chord. All right, so that's the first mystery chord. All right, the second mystery chord of the day is going to be a diminished major 7th chord. All right, so here's C diminished with the major 7. So sounds complex, but it's really not. If you know your diminished triads, right? If you know a diminished chord, here's a C diminished triad: C, E flat, G flat. All right, 3 notes. And so when we say a diminished major 7th chord, we're just taking a diminished triad, all minor thirds, and then we're adding a major 7th on it, okay? And the most common use for this, I've heard this and I got it from jazz songs, is when you're on the 1, like you're ending a song, they'll play this on the 1 and then resolve it to a major chord. Right? You might hear something like that. But in a gospel context, we can use it the same way, or we can even use it as a passing chord. So let's look at, once again, Only What You Do for Christ Will Last. I'll play it in F again. So let's just take it from the verse. How about we do? So there it is right there. So you may build skyscrapers grand and tall. Pass. So here it is on the 1 to the 2. 5, 1. So this is like a pass. I use it there as a pass to the 2. 1, diminished major 7, to the 2, to the 5. Or what I like to do sometimes as well is invert it. So here it is still F diminished major 7, but I'm thinking of it more so chromatically, because I know an easy way for me to remember this is diminished chords like to pass chromatically up or down to whatever your target chord is, right? So I'm thinking if I want to play an A flat to G, that makes sense, because that's all right. This would normally be a you could play a diminished chord here to pass to G. Theoretically, it makes sense, right? But we can take it a step further. So we're thinking okay, this is A flat diminished or F diminished. So how about I just take then F and make it diminished with the major 7, right? Or even if you wanted to, you could do A flat. You could do A flat diminished major 7. So something like that. Skyscrapers, grand and tall. That sounds good. That's real jazzy. So that's a place that we could use it in that song. So let's see how we can use that diminished major 7th chord in Amazing Grace. All right, and we'll just stay in F since we're already there. we can do that. So that's the diminished major 7, the sound, or you use it on the 1 to resolve back to the like a 1 major. There it is right there. But now. That works. Right? But we used it on the 3 there. But now. Or but now. Right? Let's do. But now, there it is again. But now, so I think like with this diminished major 7 chord, one of the easy ways to use it is if you're playing like melodically and you're playing the melody of the song, whatever note you have on top, I like to think of that, all right, if I'm trying to play this diminished major 7, I'm trying to fit it in the song somewhere. It's like if I have, let's say, an A in the melody, right? I'm gonna say, okay, A is the 7th for a B flat. So how can I use maybe the B flat diminished major 7 chord? It's like I'll use the melody note as the 7th of the chord. And then it'll help me go wherever I'm trying to go, okay? So that is the second mystery chord. All right, the third mystery chord of the day is going to be a minor 6 chord, but we're gonna extend it. It's gonna be like a 11th, a minor 6 chord with an 11 and a 9, right? 9 and 11. All right, so that's gonna be the third mystery chord of the day. So let's use it in the song examples that we've been rocking with for this lesson. Only What You Do for Christ Will Last and Amazing Grace. So let's start with Only What You Do for Christ Will Last. Ooh. So with this song, you can use it like very close to the beginning of the song. The song starts off on the 1, you may build skyscrapers or great cathedrals, whatever the words are. You may build 1 to the 4 over 1, minor 4 over 1, back to the 1, right? So this chord really is gonna be used anywhere where you have like a minor, I mean really anywhere you have a minor chord, you can use it. But specifically, if you play a minor 6 chord in your song, which is normally on the 4, in gospel, we play like this minor 6 chord on the 4. Instead of just playing this straight up, I can play it extended just by adding the 9th and the 11th of the chord. And another way that I like to think about it is by playing a triad, a minor triad, based off of the 2 of the chord that I'm trying to play. So if we're playing a B flat minor chord, the 2, 1, 2 is C. And I can play a B flat minor or C minor. And I like to kind of bounce back and forth between the root, B flat minor, and C minor. Okay, so that's how we could use it in that song. There it is again. All right, and then let's see how we can use it in Amazing Grace. So once again, there's that minor 4, and we're gonna extend it. Or we could use it something like that. We could do something like that on the D. So we could do Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. say the rich like me. I once was lost, but now, right there again, but now I'm found, was blind. There it is again on the 6. But now I say. All right, so there's a couple places that we can use that minor 6/11 chord. And those are the 3 mystery chords, all right? So we have like an augmented major 7th or a major sharp 5 chord. That's the first chord. Second chord is going to be a diminished major 7th chord. And then the third mystery chord is a minor 6 chord with extensions like the 9th and 11th, okay? Those are the 3 chords. Practice those chords, get familiar with the sound. If you want more examples, check out all of our master classes, all of our products. We go into detail about all of these things. You're gonna learn songs that you can use these chords in. You're gonna learn how to use it, the theory behind all of these chords with Gifted Hands products. All right, check that out, and I will see you in the very next lesson. Have a blessed day.